Oh, little Hunter Biden. He used to sell his art 'cause everybody wanted to give his father illegal kickbacks. But now that his father is not president no more, Hunter Biden is poor. Hunter Biden is poor. Poor little Biden. He was a junkie who went around the world for his father, you see. He was selling favors from the most powerful man in the world. What a scumbag he was. What a scumbag he is. Oh, little Hunter Biden. The prostitutes lament that the man is not going to spend. Russia and China and everybody in between laments that they don't have the access to the White House that the two-bit junkie gave them. Anyway, Hunter Biden is claiming poverty because he no longer can sell his basic stuff. Now, we can lament Hunter Biden's situation. Actually, I thought that Hunter Biden had good stuff. I liked his paintings. Of course, yes, that part of my brain has the mentality of a 2-year-old. Only a 2-year-old would find Hunter's drawings talented, a product of talent. Yes. Since that is what they are capable of. I don't like that way you talk to me about me. I ain't gonna talk to you no more because you're a bad boy. Oh, little Hunter Biden. Now he doesn't want to play his alimony. He's a cocky doodle, it's true. He didn't acknowledge his little baby. Hunter Biden is not true. You're like your father, a real bad person, it's true. Uh, well, anyway, enough about Hunter. Hunter is also was going to sue somebody, but now doesn't have the money to sue them because they released his dossier or computer because it had everything. Because Hunter wanted to, for posterity, um, have a record of his dalliances into uh, decadence. Although decadent, a man like Hunter is really not decadent. He's just a slimy lowlife. A slimy lowlife who came from a slimy father. And maybe generations beyond. Now let's see here. Seeking real ruling on another man of questionable moral character, but not because of his uh making his office into a a dungeon of sexual harassment. Most of the women in the who are sexually harassed in that office wanted to be sexually harassed in that office. They had headshots that they had to give to Cuomo, more like sexy headshots that you send to Hollywood producers. But Cuomo went too far. He actually got fresh with a military lady or a state trooper, and she had enough. Although maybe what was they were seeing the writing on the wall in terms of the people that Cuomo's arrogance had been killed en masse when he forced uh, people who had COVID into the nursing home, which is a good way to cull the population of nursing homes. In case you don't know what cull means, it means trim the herd, the herd of the elderly. Bad poison you with Cuomo. Bad. What is this? Upper crust punks. This is all from the New York Post, by the way. Are busted. It seems that a Revolutionary Guard of Antifa uh, a lot of times the children of the rich and wealthy, radicalized by the colleges they went to, and full of class hatred for themselves, but actually more class hatred for the working class, the marketing man, these monsters. And they remind you of the Klan, the Ku Klux Klan in the 1920s, where the upper crust of the South had a lot of the leadership, and a lot of the foot soldiers were um, people who were the cops and politicians and aldermen in that town. A lot of times, left-wingers, when you take off the mask, which they love to wear, are rather wealthy, playing it revolutionary. Huh. They will be defeated. The working men, the true reactionary forces in this country, will overcome them and under the leadership of the great Trump. Let's see, in sanctuaries, Kate, the woman in charge of home security, wants to end sanctuary cities. This is a victimization of a homeless woman by a refugee from hell, basically, an upper man, illegal, set her on fire. Evil has come to the world in the guise of the sanctuary cities. They are the openings from hell, the hell of the third world. We are actually importing the diseases of Mexico and Nicaragua and Venezuela. We're importing diseases that our country up to this point wasn't capable of fighting. Uh, Basically, the liberal cancer that was the Biden administration refused and even abetted the invasion of these foreigners into the country. Now that time is over. Mr. Trump, the bump, is in action, and he will defeat them. Oh yes, oh yes, the man will defeat them. But this woman, and I tell you, I questioned her because of the puppy incident. I won't go into that, but she's a beauty and a very powerful woman, and capable of the ruthlessness that is necessary to defeat the invaders. More on all about her home defense. Yes. In the line of booty. Ah, this is good. This, ah, yes, I know the policewoman who pole danced and had a video of her rather charming there. Yeah. Um, I think it's a great thing. The police need to relax. Much more relaxed than the pole dance. I mean, I've never done it, but I'm not a woman and I don't have a pole. I would pole dance if I had a pole. I would. I'm telling you. It's uh, war about home defense. That's what this war is. The invaders are coming. They're here. And the only thing that's stopping them, good people of the United States. There's still enough winners to defeat evil, even though evil is changing demographics. They made one mistake. The dark gods that are inside of Hanuman gods are on the side of the left. But the God of Jerusalem is on the side of we people, and above all, Donald Trump. It's an instrument of God's wisdom and vengeance against the evils that is the left. Ah, yes. Okay, let's see something. Gene had dogs in parrots. Apparently, the gene that makes doggies fat makes people fat. Yeah. I don't know if this is true. They scientifically prove that dog owners who have fat dogs and vice versa have this common gene. I think more often it would be if you're going to pay feed your dog and you overfeed yourself, you're going to overfeed your dog. Simple as that. Well, and I'm sure the study that they made was very profitable to those who did the study. Will women spring? I think this is a wild woman sprung. This woman who goes about the countryside punching other women in the face. This Nibian Niacity. Has been doing it quite time. A good-looking woman for a psychopath, a bigoted psychopath at that. And her rule of horror is over. She's been caught. An example will be made for her, and hopefully she won't be put in a mental institution, but maybe a prison, a nice prison in which she can punch and attempt to punch other people, and they will punch back. Let's see. Growing trans split. Ah, there are reasonable trans people and unreasonable trans people. Make no mistake about it. Transgenderism is a myth. There's no such thing. There are people who cosmetically change their bodies, people who can seem that way just by dress or cosmetic surgery, but there's just two genders, man and woman. And the you can live with them. Trans people are not trying to castrate children or indoctrinate the youth of the world to castrate themselves or mutilate themselves. Well, they just have an illness in which they need to pretend they're another gender that is not their own. Um, Hopefully, the reasonable ones who are not trying to impose their ideology on the world will prevail. Live and let live, and if that's the case. But for those who want to castrate children, of course, their sick, twisted cult upon the world, we're going to have quite the battle on. As the world will unite against you as never before. Protect the children and to protect themselves from the nightmare society that you would impose on the world. Let's see. Unruly Day was 20. Huh. There was this would-be demonstrator, Mr. Green, who wanted to show that he was a revolutionary. The old man who is basically a counterfeit copy of a 1960s civil rights uh, activist, tried to disrupt the president, the greatest president in history, from his speech in the State of the Union. He was censored by the Congress, but his supporters started singing civil rights songs in the chamber against who are they still having civil rights laws against? Probably the greatest president for the working man ever known. Fools. Tariff pause. They're imposing the tariffs on Canada and Mexico, part of Trumpy's uh, eight-way dimensional chess. He will, with the set of tariffs, he will break the back of the narco state that is Mexico and the politically correct piece of crap that is that Canada. And by Buddhist things, busted. These farmer people who are giving out aid to people in devastated communities were trying to not give the MAGA supporters the aid. Democratic machine was striking at the MAGA people at their most vulnerable. Why? Because they're evil. Thanks, Harbor's finest. Ah, a young man who was too young to recognize who Justin Timberlake was, um, got an award. Maybe because he knocked down Justin ego a little bit. Uh, let's see, am I almost finished with this? I think so. That was so bad. To lose weight, I would really shave. War on danger. The Secretary of Defense Pete Buttigieg. No, that's the Secretary of Defense, the homosexual. I mean, the Fox frenzied host is declaring war on the cartels. Cartels who do not know what hit them. They can be an army of soldiers, policemen, and even spies to destroy them from within and from without. And remember, God is on your side, of brave soldier to the right. Rearrange post, change. Menopause. Menopause, the change of life. Heat flashes. Praise the treatment you give to your poor husbands or boyfriends or girlfriends if you have that persuasion. It's over. They have makeovers. Women have makeovers, and that makes them feel better about no longer being creatures. Creatures. Why don't you take my advice and be mature forever? Look at this face. I'm 65 years old, but not a day over 25 in the brain and teens. Let's see. Range pet change. Execute terrorist. The mother of a victim of a terrorist wants a summary execution. Something I agree with. Lively's friend spy. Leafy. Lively's friend is spy places. I think this is about big tech spying on us, but I'm not sure. Andrew Strand's day to because Biden is a bastard. He didn't release those astronauts up in the sky for 90 days or more. I think it was 90. It seemed like it was 9 months or almost a year. Because he didn't want to give the airlines company credit. Well, they were kept there. And even the door one of the astronauts was complaining. I think Biden wouldn't want to pardon himself because he can't now. He has enough crimes on his ledger. It's a great thing that he's going to be trapped in his own body and his mind deteriorates. Oh, it's academic. Whether prison would be even a hindrance to the old growth. All right, let's see. People see us everywhere. They think you really care. But I know it's only make believe. Dun, 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 dun. My one and only prayer is that someday you'll care. My hope and my dreams come true. My one and only you. No one will ever know how much I love you so. My hope and my dreams come true. And it's all make believe. La, 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 la.